Hai ere mai tātou kato ki te awhina ki ngā kaupapa hei oranga mō tātou katoa. Ka tika me mihi tuatahi ki te whare e tūnei rehua, tūtonu mai, tūtonu mai, tūtonu mai. E mihi ana ki te maunga o Maukatire, e mihi ana ki te awa o Rakahuri, ki te mana whenua ngai tuahuriri, me ngai tahu whānau whānui, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou. Kei raro te whare wānanga o Waitaha i te korowai manaaki o ngai tuahuriri me ngai tahu, whakahaumaru ai, nō reira, kei te mihi, kei te mihi, kei te mihi. Ka tuau i raro i te mana o te tari o te tiriti, hei māngai o taua tari, he kaiarahi Māori au i te kapika oranga. E te ti i te tā koutou kua taimai nei, ki te whakarongo, ki te kōrero, ki te tautoko i te huiranga hau o te kapika oranga, nau mai, haere mai. E te tumu tuarua rangahau, Lucy, tēnā koe. E te amo mātua Kathy, tēnā koe. E ngā kai kōrero mātua, Sue Robson, David Mates, tēnā kōrua. E ngā pukinga, e ngā kaimahi o te whariwananga Waitaha, tēnā koutou. E ngā hauewha, ngā akonga, me ngā manuhiri, nau mai haere mai ki te huiranga hau tuatoru o te kaupika oranga, waihoki nau mai haere mai tauti mai. E ngā kaiwhakahari o te hui nei, Sibi, Hannah, Krisa, Rosie, me te rōpū, tēnā rā koutou katoa i ngā ringaropā. Kua hui mai tātou ki te wānanga e pāna i o koutou mahi, i o koutou rangahau hoki, i te kaupapa hauora. Ka puta mai te whakatauki, mā te kimi ka kite, mā te kite ka mōhio, mā te mōhio ka marama. I te wā e rangahau ana tātou i te whare wānanga nei, me maumahara ngā uara, manaakitanga kia aroha ki te tangata, whanaungatanga, he mana tō te tangata, tiakitanga he kaitiaki tātou katoa. Nā kona i te ti, i te tā, e mihi ana kia koutou e raro i te manaakitanga o te rānei, arā te hui rangahau tuatoru o te kaupika oranga, nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou. Tēnā huri ki te reo ingarahi e nei. I'll just speak in English for a bit and explain what I said. I welcomed you all to the Faculty of Health Research Symposium. I acknowledge the building that we're in today, Rehua. I acknowledge Mount Grey and Ashley River, Maukatire and Rakahuri, the awa and maunga of Ngai Tuahuriri. I acknowledge our mana whenua, Ngai Tuahuriri and Ngai Tahu Whānau Whānui. University of Canterbury is a Treaty Partner University, and we are partnered with Ngai Tuahuriri and Ngai Tahu. I welcomed you all again to the Faculty of Health Research Symposium and greeted our Deputy Vice-Chancellor of Research, Lucy Johnston, our Faculty of Health Executive Dean, Kathy Andrew, and our keynote speakers, David Mates and Sue Robson. And I welcomed you all, our UC academics and staff, and also, of course, welcomed our students and guests to the symposium. I also recognise the organising team, Sibi, Hannah, Krisa, and Rosie and the team for the work that they've put in to organise this event. I also acknowledge the kaupapa. We have gathered here to share research about our health, and health knowledge, and that's important for us to share. And from that comes to mind the whakatauki mā te kimi ka kite, mā te kite ka mōhio, mā te mōhio ka marama, which is around learning as a journey that starts with a conscious effort to seek knowledge, seek, discover, know, and become enlightened. Finally, I spoke to our UC values, which we strive to embody while we undertake our research here at Te Whare Wānanga o Waitaha, and our values are manaakitanga, whanaungatanga, and tiakitanga. Nō reira, ka pai. If you could join me in saying a karakia e tū koutou. Me karakia tātou. Ka haia te ata, ka hāpara te ata, ka koroki te manu, ka wairori te ngutu, ko te ātanui, ka haraina, ka tangi te umire, ka pō, ka ao, ka awatia. Kia ora koutou, e noho. Kia ora koutou, ka te Whakatūwhiretia te hui rangahau o te kupika oranga e nainei, o te rā ka kōrero te kaihāpai whakahamaru e nainei, ara Gavin, passing over there, our health and safety guru, Gavin Blackwell. Kia ora, Gavin.
Kia ora, everybody. Nice to see everyone here today. Just some health and safety matters. The exits, one of the doors you want to come in on the right here, and also there's one on the left. We've got a defib out on the corridor, the front doors on the left. If there's a fire, obviously exit those doors. We're going to meet by the main lecture theatre out there. And also earthquakes, the earthquake one, drop, cover and hold. Just stay away from the windows. Yeah, I think that's the main things. So, hope you have a great day today.
Cheers. Thanks, Gavin. Good morning, everyone. How are we doing today? Do you guys feel good? All right, turn to the person sitting next to you and say, I feel good. All right, that's nice. Yeah, in case you guys are wondering who I am, my name is Sibi Walter. I'm a senior lecturer in the Faculty of Health. And you might have received at least one spam email from me in the last 3 weeks asking you to submit an abstract or a research presentation slide or asking you to register. Anyways, thanks to everyone for doing that. So as you guys can see from the slide, I'm the convener for the 2025 Faculty of Health Research Symposium. And as the title says, the highlight for this year is to showcase emerging researchers. With that in mind, we have 32 exceptionally good research presentations, out of which 24 are from our Faculty of Health doctoral students. And thanks to the lovely Symposium committee members, as you can see on the screen, thanks to Philip for nominating me, and and all the other committee members who put so much effort into it. Special thanks to Hannah, Chrissa, and Rosie, who have done much of the hard work behind the scenes. One of the main things about this year's symposium is also to get staff and students engaging. So before the end of today, staff, if you haven't met a new PhD student, just go have a chat with them before the end of today. And doctoral students, just go have a chat with a staff member outside your supervisory team. Even if it is going to be complaining about your current supervisor, that's okay. Just go ahead and have a chat with them, okay? So I don't want to take much of the time anymore because we got some inspiring keynote speakers. So with no further ado, I bring to you our faculty's lovely executive dean, Associate Professor Kathy Andrew.
Kia ora koutou katoa. Thanks, Sibi, for that. And yeah, it's my pleasure to, I guess, add to what Sibi's said and welcome everyone along to our third research symposium for the faculty. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge who's here because we have got obviously our keynote speakers, but we've got quite a range of people. We've got supporters and stakeholders from the wider health and sport communities. So great to have you come and join us. We've got colleagues from Ara and the University of Otago here. So can't see where you all, I saw you walk in, but I know you're here somewhere, Pete. Yeah, there. Yeah, so a big shout out and welcome to you. We've got some of our adjunct staff here, including Professor Martin Lee, who's our first adjunct Professor of Health here in the faculty. And of course, important to acknowledge our own staff and our students. So a little bit about the history of this symposium and I guess where we've got to now. So what we really wanted to do is to have somewhere that's a safe and supportive environment, particularly for our students, to be able to present their work that they're doing and to have that experience of both sharing ideas but being slightly anxious and nervous in a healthy way about doing that and having that confidence to answer questions and things like that, in a forum where perhaps some of the audience are unknown to you. So really encourage those of you in the audience, if you have some good questions to ask, please ask them, because many of us know as part of a doctoral or master's journey, it's those questions from others that can help us with our thinking and extending what perhaps the pathway that we were on. So I guess the other thing that I'd really like to acknowledge is that Professor Anne Richardson, who was previously a staff member here, I think she retired about 5 years ago, but she very kindly left us some funding, and that's what has provided the catering and things today. So an acknowledgement to Anne. I think she's still in Christchurch somewhere, but and a thank you to her. So, and lastly, I would like, before I hand over to Lucy, I'd like to just acknowledge Sibi and the organising committee for the great job that you've all done in getting us here, and great turnout, and we'll look forward for an action-packed day, and yes, certainly make the most of that networking time in the breaks, and it's really important to make the most of. So thanks for coming along. And my pleasure to introduce and hand over to Professor Lucy Johnson, who's our fairly new Deputy Vice-Chancellor Research. Lucy.
Atamarie. Thank you, Kathy, and I think I too get to thank Philip for nominating me to come along. So thank you, but it is an absolute pleasure. These sorts of days are the highlights of my job in being able to share and hear about people's research, at least from my point of view. I'm just going to call out skate because I'm very proud of you wearing the All Blacks jersey today. I'm sure it's for the Black Ferns, but yeah, 1 out of 2 for the weekend isn't good enough, but good on you. So it is sport. So I think we've heard the purpose of today. It really is about sharing our research, and particularly the doctoral students. I mean, 24 out of 32. I'm sure you're going to outshine those 8 academics. But it's fantastic that you do have, and this is such a supportive environment. People want to hear about what you're doing because it matters. We don't do research just because we like doing it. Hopefully that's a part, though it's okay during your doctoral journey to not like it briefly. But generally we do it because of our passion for what we're doing. And I think all of us, but particularly in this faculty, I think that passion isn't simply for knowledge. It's for having an impact with our knowledge, for changing things for the better, for our health and well-being, not just our own health and well-being, that of our community, our local, national and global community. And that's what we strive for in our research here at the university. Our tagline, if one will, in the vision for the university is impact in a changing world. Our research isn't just for our own benefit. We have the absolute pleasure and privilege of being able to spend at least some of our day undertaking research and creating new knowledge. But universities are here for 2 reasons: to create and to disseminate knowledge. So creating that knowledge, we're the custodians of that knowledge, not the owners of it. The point of having that knowledge is to disseminate it in a way that is accessible depending on the audience we're talking to, that it's engaging, informative and useful. And so think about, what do you want the take-home message from whatever presentation you ever give? What do you want that? So the person who isn't able to come to your talk, when they bump into someone later and say, oh, what did Philip say in his talk? And it's like, think about what you want Kathy to tell me, you said. And so what is it that you want them to take away? And people are going to listen to 32 presentations today. So it's really important to nail it in terms of what this research really means and what's that hook to get people engaged. Just looking at the titles of the presentations and the sessions themselves, it's very evident that whether it be in making our sport safer, more accessible, more engaging for people to participate in, whether it's making our lifestyle better for our well-being, it's how can we engage and help others? And as I say, to me, that's why we do research. So, as Kathy said, ask questions, find out what other people are doing. I mean, one of the great but often embarrassing things about days like this is you suddenly find out what the person in the next office is doing their research on. And I gather you do have your own offices now, so it's really the person with the next office and finding out what they do. And as Kathy, it was as Sibby said, find someone you don't know and have a chat with them. And there's everyone in this room who doesn't know someone. So don't feel afraid to go up, introduce yourself, and share little bits about what you do and learn what other people are doing. And often it's those side conversations that are the real benefit of these symposia too. So it's absolute pleasure to be here. I can only, I'll stay till morning tea because I need the biscuits. But I'm sure the whole day will be a fantastic one. So I'm not sure who I hand back to, but I will do. So thank you.